All righty. I think we are officially live on this Friday morning. And if you are joining me Friday morning, well, welcome. If you're watching this later on a replay, well, happy later in the day or happy Saturday or Sunday, whenever you're watching this. Doesn't matter. What we're going to be talking about today will also probably help you well into the future. But today is what we're calling our jam session. This is where I answer any questions that you guys have, but we do always lead with a question. And then from there, we will take it in any direction that we need to. That's why we call this our Friday jam session. And that's what we're going to do. I also get to record a live episode of the podcast right here, which also helps me because then I create that podcast and I get to air it a few weeks later. So if you guys are tuning in here and you're going to be here on this live broadcast, or if you're going to be here on the replay, you kind of get to hear that one episode before it actually airs on the podcast. So you guys help me, and hopefully I can help you guys. But today we are going to be going over something that a lot of people don't realize the benefits of a very, very simple email that can give you insight. It can give you languaging. It could give you what to sell your audience. It could get what to write in emails. It could also make you seem as though you are somewhat of an authority in your market. All of these benefits come from what I'm about to share with you. And the question came in, and we'll officially start this here in a little bit, but the big thing that we're doing here is we are getting engagement. So I get a lot of people that say, Scott, what do I write? But also, how do I get engagement, right? How do I get engagement with my email list? How do I get them to read my emails? But then how do I get them engaged with my emails? How can I get them to respond? Whether that's a click, whether that's a reply, whether that's answering survey questions, whatever. A lot of people want to know, like, how do you do that? So what I want to share with you today is something that if you have an email list right now, and I don't care if it's 10 people, doesn't matter. Okay. You should be doing this. And there's a lot of different reasons why I like to do this. Now, one of the reasons why I decided to do this little test, this little experiment, was because I was noticing on a list that we have built probably 5 months ago, we did it through a giveaway. Now, we talk about that a lot as far as like, okay, how do we want to build our list? There's multiple ways that you can do it. One of the quickest ways, and we teach this, is to do a giveaway. But as we all know, when you're doing something like a giveaway, you're going to get people that are going to jump on your list, but they're not going to really pay attention later, right? So that's why we can get our cost per email lower, like sometimes like 15 cents an email, but we might have to prune the list. And by doing that, we might cut that list in half. So then maybe it costs us 50 cents per email. We're okay with that because when we're doing a typical lead magnet, we'll spend upwards of $1. Okay. And we're okay with that. So what we wanted to do here though, is we wanted to see, okay, after 5 months, and also is our emails that are being sent out being delivered? So that was one question we wanted answered without having any links in an email. So how do you do that? We call that a naked email. It's basically got no links in it. And that allows us to really see if we are not being flagged or if we are showing up in the inbox, not the promotions tab, not the spam tab. So all of those things. So that's what we're going to be covering. So while I get situated here and before we officially kick off the Friday jam session, I want to see who's here, who's hanging out with us this morning. And oh, by the way, if the lighting seems okay in here right now, but it is really dark outside. It is raining outside my window right now, and it's going to rain pretty much all day. But you know what? We need it. And I'm okay with it. I'm looking out right now. I have a palm tree that's one that we planted. It's right out my window here, and I see rain just dripping off of the palm tree. Which doesn't look terrible. I mean, it's okay. It's just the lighting isn't the way that I normally like it. All right, cool. So who we got in the room here today? We got Debbie. What's up, Debbie? Good morning, Brand Rockers. Kay. Good morning, Brand Rockers. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you as well. Jennifer, what's up? Happy Friday. Brandy, can't wait to hear. Bring it on. All right, we will do that. Salama, good to see you as always. Karen, what is up? Good morning. Hot one today. Well, it's going to be cooler here because we're getting some rain. Octavio, what's up, man? Good morning, Scott and Brand Rockers. What's up, Ty Linda? Good morning, friends. Good to see you, Ty Linda. Always good to see you. Renee, good morning, Scott. What's up, Renee? How are you doing? And guys, if you're tuning in, just tuning in, if you guys want to drop in the comments, just a little comment, let me know that you're there. These are what we call our coffee talks. If this is your first time attending one of these, well, just, let us know that you can see and hear and that you're part of the crew. We call this our Take Action crew because what we do is we jump on here in the mornings, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we get down to it. Or as Cool in the Gang says, get down on it. And that's what we do. I know that humor isn't that great. I'm not a comic. I wouldn't have minded to be a comic. I like comedy, but yeah, I don't think I could do it. That's a skill. That's definitely a skill. What's up, Chris from Australia? What's up, man? Jana, what's up? D, what's up? Lena, good morning. All right. Yeah, cool. Awesome. I love seeing all you guys hanging out with us. All right. So this is what, if you are brand new here, let me know that too. If you guys are new to the Coffee Talk, this is our Friday edition. Our Friday edition is a jam session. Hence, Rock Your Brand podcast, right? And what I generally do is I will pause here for maybe, 4 seconds. That way my editor knows where to cut, and I'm going to jump in and start off the jam session. This will turn into a podcast episode later. So that's what we do here. So if you guys have any questions after I go through this little segment here, which is going to be all about me breaking down that email, I'm going to actually share the email too. So I'll pull that up on my screen here. I've already got it queued up. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments and let me know, whether it's about this or something else. Our jam sessions are about us being able to hang out, have a cup of coffee or tea or whatever you're drinking, and jam a little bit, like jam on this topic. All right. So let me take a sip before I do that though. Hey, Kimberly. Kimberly says she's new. That's awesome. Cool. Glad to see you. All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So here we go. And today's topic, or the lead topic, the question is going to be how to write to my email list to get engagement. All right. That's what we're going to be doing. All right. So here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode, another edition of our Friday jam session. This is where we get to hang out together, and I've got a bunch of people here with me this morning, and we are doing our Friday jam session. If you are listening to this on the podcast and you're not here with us live, well, you should come on over and hang out with us because it's a pretty cool little group we got over there. And it's also where you can ask any questions that you have on anything that we talk about here on the podcast, anything brand building related, or even just life in general. We're all about building businesses that support our lifestyle. And that's what we're all about. So if you're interested in joining us, head on over to takeactioncrew.com. That'll take you over to the Facebook page where I broadcast these live. We go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but Friday is a jam session. And if you're listening to this on a Friday, well, it's a Friday jam session. All right. So what we're going to do here is today's question is going to be this right here. How do I write an email to my list and get them to engage? How do I get them to engage with me, with my niche, with the market that I am serving? How do I get them to actually engage with me? Okay. Now, I just recently did an experiment, and that experiment is going to really outline how you do this. Super, super simple. If you are listening or watching and you have an email list, I don't care if it's 10 people, you need to do this. Like, I want you to take this email that I'm going to read to you, And I want you to actually send something like this out to your list. It will literally take you, if you take the swipe copy that I'll give you, right? All you got to do is just kind of use this as your template. If you do this, I can't guarantee, but I can almost guarantee you're going to get some response. Now, before we do jump into the email, let me kind of walk back in time here a little bit and explain why I decided to do this. We built a list in a market that we did really as a case study. The only reason why I'm building this one brand inside of Brand Creators Academy is because I wanted to show the process, and I wanted to build something that I could get to $1,000 per month and have that as a piece of real estate that pays me $1,000 per month. We're not there yet. We're heading that way. I think we're over $350 a month right now, but we're growing, which is cool, right? But the email list, we also documented that exact process, and we use that as a case study. So we started with nothing, okay? And then we brainstormed an idea for a giveaway, because that's what we usually recommend if you're brand new, you don't even have a blog yet. If you don't even have a blog, you can do this. But I do prefer you have a blog or a website or some type of content or a YouTube channel, something you can drive people to. But the easiest way is with a giveaway. And so what we did is we brainstormed a giveaway. We built a list of over 9,000 subscribers in 30 days. So now what we wanted to do 5 months later, after we've been emailing this list, we've been emailing them at least once a week. We wanted to basically see, is our emails, are they being delivered? Are they being delivered? Because one of the big things when you're doing email marketing is you need to understand that your email could get flagged as spam, or it could get, flagged as a promotion. And then inside of your Gmail account or your Yahoo account, you have bulk, or you have promotions, or you have spam, right? Or you have your regular inbox, right? So we want to get in the inbox, right? So what we wanted to do as a test, we seen that on that list, on that one list, we noticed that our open rates were going down a little bit. They were declining. And I'm like, you know what? Now would be a good time to run our naked email. And I call this a naked email because it basically has nothing in it that would flag Gmail or Yahoo or any provider that there's any type of sales thing in there, or there's no links in there. Like, it's really, really bare, right? But it's an email that you would write to a friend. It also serves as a way for us to get ideas. How would you like to send out an email, okay, one email that takes you about 5 minutes to write, and get 90 plus, I think it's like 92 responses in less than 3 days of what people are asking for in your market, in your niche? They're literally saying, I want to know how to do X, or I want to know more about X, right? This number one gives you a way to engage with them. So now it opens up that conversation, which also helps with deliverability, right? The other thing that this does is it starts to give you the languaging that your market is using, right? So now we can use it for writing emails back to them, or we can use it for writing sales copy, or we can use it for writing a Facebook ad. All of that stuff comes from it, right? We also get to know, what do they want us to write about? What do they want us to do a video about? What do they want us to create a product around, right? What are they struggling with? It also sets us up as being an expert or an authoritative person in your market, right? So there's a lot of benefits to this, a ton, okay, as I just said. But a lot of people are like, but Scott, how do you do it? Right? Like, how do I actually do that? I always get stuck with writing. I see the white screen and I see the cursor flashing and I'm like, whoa, what do I write? Well, I've been there. And it's still not always easy for me, but I have a process now that I go through. All right. And so what I want to do here is I want to share this email with you. Hopefully it'll help you. But I also wanted this to be a moment that you go, oh, now I get why it's important to send an email like this so I can get all of these benefits. Because see, people, they think that you send an email to only get a sale. That's the wrong approach. Okay. Number one, you should be delivering goodwill to your market. on a consistent basis. And there's a way that we can hybrid this too. There's also a way that we can do it in a way that does lead people to a product, right? But you got to establish the goodwill. You got to establish that you're there to help the market, not just take from the market. All right. Help the market, not just take from the market. And I see this a lot in physical products brands where what they'll do is they're only focusing on how to sell their product. And that's it. I get it. That brings in revenue, right? But there's other ways that we can bring in revenue that serve your market that could lead to the product, right? That'll be for another conversation, right? Like, how do you build a digital item, a digital asset that you could sell that could also lead to that physical product? That's a whole nother game. And we'll talk about that. All right. Which we'll be doing that at Brand Accelerator Live 2020 virtual, which I'll have more on that this coming Monday. So guys, stay tuned. Monday, I've got a lot of the details coming your way for September 12th. You might want to mark that down on your calendar. Block out that entire day. September 12th, block it out. Plan on being at Brand Accelerator Live virtual. This year it's virtual because of COVID. Block out your day because you're not going to want to miss that day. It's going to be amazing. All right. So let me go ahead and share that email with you. And if you guys have any questions, now is the time to drop them in the comments. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can't submit them unless you head over to our Friday jam sessions. So again, that's why you want to be on our jam sessions, takeactioncrew.com. All right. All right. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share this email that I modified. It's not the same email because I'm protecting the niche, because the niche I share inside of the academy. And right now we're currently not sharing that, only with students. So anyway, just wanted to kind of point that out, but it would work the same. All I need to do is just tweak the market. That's all I need to do. All right. So here we go. All right. And let me remove that little banner. Let's see. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to read it. So this way here, if you're listening, you can understand what's happening here. So this is the subject line. Okay. Now you guys hear me talk a lot about subject lines. One of the most important parts of your email is the subject line. One of the most important parts of your email is the subject line. Why? It gets the attention, right? And anytime you ask a question, your brain automatically wants to answer it. So if I sent this email out to anyone, just random people, and I said the subject line, it's not going to perform that well, right? But I know the people that are getting this email, they either came in through a giveaway for the ultimate bass fishing kit, or they came in for a lead magnet that I created that is 5 tips to catch more bass in the next 3 days or the next 72 hours or something like that, right? That would be the lead magnet that would attract them. So I know that these people came in about bass fishing. So my subject line is bass fishing help, your feedback. So right away, the word help, a lot of people, they see it and they're like, whoa, wait a minute here. Do I need help? Do they need help? What's going on? Someone in trouble, right? So immediately we look at help like, okay, we need help or someone else needs help. You look at your emails. If you ever scroll through your email subject lines of what people, even friends, they might be like, I need your help, right? You're like, oh my gosh, what do they need, right? So that's just, it's a word, it's a power word that a lot of people, they respond well to, okay? Now, we don't want to trick people. We do need their help, right? So bass fishing help, question mark, and then in brackets, I have your feedback, right? So it's basically saying bass fishing help, maybe you need it, I need it, I don't know, I need your feedback, right? So that's how we lead the email. So the minute I get into the email, this is how it reads. Hi there, friends. It's John, and I wanted to get your feedback quick. Over the next several months, we'll be creating some new content for the Best Bass Fishing blog. Here's where we need your help. What is your number one problem with catching bass you need help with? Hit reply to this email and let us know. Everyone that sends us an email with their feedback will be entered automatically to win one of our custom bass fishing t-shirts. Thanks in advance, and tight lines, my friend. Smiley face. Join John, the bass fishing guy. That's how I signed it off, right? So it's John, and then I'm being kind of funny, the bass fishing guy. P.S. I'll message you at the end of next week with the winner, or with who the winner is. If you reply to this email, maybe it will be you. Smiley face. End of email. Okay, guys? Look how simple that is. Look how naked that is. I mean, seriously, no links. There's no place for them to click. Okay. Now, why is that important? Well, number one, we now get through any spam traps. We get through any type of red flags that providers, email providers may say, hey, that's a link in that email. We're going to flag it, right? So this allows me to get as much reach as I possibly can, okay? And so what I'm doing here is I'm also getting them, the only call to action there is for them to hit reply and just give me something from that email, right? The crazy thing is, within an hour, I had over 25 emails. Over 25 emails in an hour, which is crazy to me. I honestly thought I might get 25 emails total. Like, I'm not even kidding. All right. So this kind of blew me away. And I'm like, wow, that worked pretty well. Probably should do this in a few of the other brands, right? But I've done this in the past in various other brands, but I didn't make it part of my routine. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to now add this to our follow-up sequence. So it might be after they download their lead magnet, maybe we give them 3 or 4 emails. In the 5th email, we'll do something like this, right? This is a great way to kind of then get back into the flow of asking them for feedback. And it's also going to keep a steady flow of people that are telling us what they want to learn about or what they're struggling with. So now in that copy, now if someone said, hey, Scott, and we had people that would reply with like, hey, John, thanks so much for, the blog that you created and all of the great content. I so appreciate it. My biggest question is, how do I catch bass in a shallow pond? I've been trying and I've been struggling. I just can't find the right lure. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing, something right, wrong. I don't know. I'd love any help with that. Right. So now I know that they're looking for not just how to catch bass in a pond, in a shallow pond. So now I could create a blog post and then I could even do maybe a subject line that would be like, struggling to catch bass in a shallow pond, ? 3 tips that'll help. Right? They just gave me what I should write, right? And there might even be some type of languaging. Okay, I'll give you an example. This tight lines, I didn't know that was a thing, but I know it is because there is someone in Brand Creators Academy that's in the fishing market. And I heard him back and forth with someone in the group. And basically they signed off with tight lines, my friend. And I'm like, what's that mean? They're like, it's just something that fishermen do with each other, people that fish. And I'm like, okay. So now I would use that, right? So obviously, if you're in the market, you might already know all the lingo, right? Like I'll give you an example, like an autoresponder, right? If you're coming into this thing cold, you're like, what the heck is an autoresponder? You get into this world of marketing and building businesses and stuff, you're going to hear autoresponder. You're like, yeah, you just think about it. It's part of the languaging, right? It's a vocabulary. It's the same idea. So we just want to learn a little bit about that. Now, here's the other thing. This is a ninja tip for you guys, okay? If you send this email, which you should, you wait 24 hours and then you send an email to the unopens. And this is what that subject line said. I need your help. Bass fishing feedback. So you see, all I did was I took this subject line, bass fishing help, your feedback. I changed it 24 hours and only sent to the unopens. I need your help. Bass fishing feedback. It's different, right? So they might have seen it, but didn't open it for whatever reason. They get busy. Their inbox is full, whatever, right? Well, 24 hours, anybody that didn't open, I'm going to go ahead and click send to only people that haven't opened the email yet. And I'm going to change the subject line. And whenever we do that, we get an instant 6 to 8%, even sometimes 10% more opens that a lot of people just neglect, right? So we might have went from a 10% open to an 18% open, right? So definitely don't miss that part. I always have to include that because a lot of people miss that. So let me ask you guys something. And if you guys are listening to this, ask yourself this, just answer this question. Do you feel like this is something that you could do? Like, does this seem hard to you? Do you think that this would be valuable to your business to have this information, to be able to increase your open rates, to increase your deliverability, to add goodwill to your marketplace, to get all this feedback that you can create a lead magnet, or you can create more content that serves your market with exactly what they want. Maybe a potential product you could build or create from this information. Does this seem hard, and does this seem helpful? So if it does, you might want to try it. All right. And that's why I'm sharing it on the jam session here. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to open this up for some Q&A. If you have any questions on this, let me know. If you're listening to this on the podcast, what I want you to do is head on over to takeactioncrew.com and make sure that you're here on Fridays, 10 a.m. Eastern time, if you have a question. And that way there we can answer it. And if you have something on this, you can just come to a jam session. At the end of the jam sessions, I'm always answering just random questions too. So it doesn't have to be just on this. But I did want to address this one question. And that was, Scott, how do I write to my email list and get engagement? There it is. There's the answer. There's the solution. I just literally gave it to you on a silver platter. All you got to do is do it. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and see what we got for questions. And I'm going to move over there now. All right, cool. We do have some. Here we go. All right. And also I'll answer this. Who was it? Okay. It was Kimberly said, what happens on Monday and Wednesday ones? And then D replied and said, he does coffee talk on Monday and Wednesdays and Fridays. Basically what happens is we'll pick a topic. I'll give you an example. I believe the last one that we just did, what was the last one that we just did? It was, I believe it was on email. It might've been an email review. I forget off the top of my head. If you guys know in the chat, put it in the chat so you can remind me. But what we do is we do usually a topic, and we hang out for about 30 minutes and we dive into that topic. We've done email copy reviews. We've done, how to create a lead magnet. We've done, let's see here. Oh, I know, how to pick and choose your content. Just anything that you can think about building a brand, we talk about here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Okay. Okay. How long ago did you start it, and when did you start making any money? Okay. So Debbie, I think you're talking about that one brand. I would say probably around the 6-month mark is when we turned on ads. And honestly, because that's not my primary focus, it's taken me longer than normal. What I would probably do to speed up that process, which we're going to work on here, and we're going to do this in the academy, is I would build a digital product and then I would sell that. And that could be a guide, an ebook of some kind that I would sell for $5, $10, and then probably have something else that was worth $20. One quick thing that you can do, and we actually did this in the brand that we're building in the academy, and we're starting to get some results from that, is just use like Teespring if your market lends itself to this, and build a few t-shirts. Just go to Fiverr or a designer, have them make a t-shirt. In the bass fishing world, you can do something that's kind of bass fishing themed, right? And then you just create a little t-shirt line, and then you have some t-shirts you can offer. And then that way there, you're able to do that. You know what I mean? So it makes it easy. Okay. So Brandy wants to know, how did you get out of promotions? Well, there's no guarantee, but the thing is there's no spamminess to it, right? There's no links. There's not a lot of special characters, right? It's an email like you would write to your friend. So it's very clean. There's not a lot to it. And that's how. I can't guarantee that it works on every single provider. But what I will say is you'll definitely see a bump in your open rate if you just keep a clean email like that. Let's see here. Okay. So why do some people say email is dead? I think because they might be not doing it right, personally. And I also think that their expectations of what is working and what's not might be off. A lot of people think they're going to send an email and get a 50% open rate. That's just not real. That's never been the case. Now, will you get a 50% open rate on a lead magnet delivery? So for example, if you are offering a lead magnet, 5 tips to catch more bass, little checklist or guide, right? If you offer that, you're immediately going to send an email to them to get that download. That email is going to have a high open rate. But after that, that's when it really starts to show you how the list is going to respond. And that could be anywhere in the beginning from like 20 to 30%. But a lot of times it will be between, I would say 12 and 18% is about the average. And as your list gets bigger, that will also a lot of times be in that range. But the other thing that we like to do, and ConvertKit makes this really easy, is where we can just send an email to our warm list. So what they do is they'll look at who has opened or reacted or interacted with an email over the past 30, 60, or 90 days. And then you can just send to those people, right? And then that will bump up your open rates, which also helps in deliverability. So that's one thing. So Derek says, will social media message be the new email? I don't believe so, because here's what's going to happen. Guess what? Marketers are going to ruin, Facebook Messenger. It kind of already has, right? Because now people are getting, they're getting pummeled with message after message after message. So the other thing to note here is if you're using a messenger type system, which I'm okay with it. Like I don't use it right now, but if I was to use it, it's really just to let people know about a piece of content and probably to get them on my email list, right? But the reason why is I think because people don't really understand how to use it, right? And I think they're just thinking about sales, right? And so are the open rates higher in a Facebook Messenger? Yeah, they are. But is the interaction the same? Hard to say, right? And here's the other thing. What if you have your messenger list built on Facebook and then Facebook basically takes your account and shuts it down? You have no access to it anymore. Zero. So no, I do not think that email is dead, and I don't think it will be. Okay, cool. Salma, at what point do you send this engagement email to subscribers? In the beginning, once a year? I would do it at least within the first month of the list, right? So it's a great thing just to kind of let people know that you're not just there taking, you're giving and you're asking. When you ask someone for their questions or their sticking points and struggles, they want to tell you, right? So that opens it up as like you're not being a taker, you're giving by asking them. You're like, I'm concerned. I want to know how can I help you, right? So I would say very early on in the list building, and then I would say probably once a quarter would probably be good. But you can do it as frequently as you want. You're not going to hurt the list by doing this, right? But I would probably say once a quarter is what I would say. What's up, Iva? Good to see you. How would you do your subject line if you were trying to gauge audience when you need to drill down a sub niche? That's a good question. And I love this. So what I would do, Dean Jackson calls this the 9-word email. I think it is something like that. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to call out the exact person that you want to see is interested in the thing that you're talking about, right? So if I'll give you an example. If I was not in I'll tell you what, how about this? Let's say that I was building a bass fishing list, right? But I wanted to know how many people are actually doing kayak bass fishing, right? So that subject line would read, are you interested in kayak bass fishing? ? That would be it, right? So now anybody that's like, no, I don't want to do kayak bass fishing. They're not going to open it. They're not going to respond, right? The people that are going to open that email. So that's one way. I'll give you an example. If like on my list for brand creators and the Rock Your Brand podcast and all of that stuff, I know that there's certain areas, right, that I'm helping people with, right? There's, how to pick your niche. There's, how to build out your home base, your website, how to create content, how to build an email list, and different forms of monetization, right? So I know that those are like, basically I know it because I wrote a book on it, and it's the playbook, right? So, and that's all of the different components, right? So if I have someone that hasn't picked their niche yet, they're probably not going to be interested in email marketing. But if I send an email that says something like 3 new ways to build your email list, right? You're going to get people that are only interested in building your email list right now. If they're not ready yet for that, they're probably not going to open the email unless they're just curious. But that's how you would do it. You call out that specific thing in the email, and it should be probably with a question, right? Are you using, whatever kayaks, or are you using a kayak to bass fish, or are you kayak bass fishing? Are you? I'll give you another one. Are you considered a bass fisherman that likes to win tournaments, or are you entering a bass fishing tournament soon? Something like that, right? So something that addresses who you're trying to call out. Another thing that you can do is you can write an email and it could say, I need your help, right? And then question mark. And then inside it could be like, hey, I'm trying to come up with some new content that best serves you. And I know that not everyone is needing the same. Okay. So what I'd like you to do is I'm gonna have you select which one of these topics you want me to create more content for. And then you would have a link, another link, and another link. And what you would do is each link would have a tag inside a ConvertKit. And so when they click on that, it will let you know. And you can even just look at how many people clicked on 1, 2, and 3. And then that will tell you, just by doing that. So it's almost like a quick way of doing a survey. But I would say the subject line, if you're trying to do that, that would be an easy way to do it. Hopefully that helped, Iva. Cool. D says, I can do this. Thumbs up. Awesome. Let's see. Derek says, yes, I can do this. And I think it will be valued to my market. All right. Well, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? And who's going to report back to me? I want to know. I want you guys to raise your hand and let me know who's going to actually do this. I want you guys to let me know. Let's see here. All right. Yes, Karen says easy enough to do. Yes, Karen, I think your market will do well with this. Okay, so Iva says, I have a survey I want to email out to my list, and I want to get feedback on their favorite sub niche within my larger niche. Yeah, well, do the survey. The survey is an easy way. The thing is with a survey, though, is they have to leave the email to go over to the survey, right? By us just getting them to open or to click inside of that email is a little less friction, but surveys work as well. I've done surveys. And I'll continue to do surveys. What would you do if you got no response? Well, I don't think that will happen. But if it did, you just might not have the right list. You might not have did the targeting right. Like whenever a list isn't performing well, I don't look at it as the list is bad. I look at it as the targeting was bad. That's why we spend a lot of time on the lead magnet, and whether it's a giveaway or it's a freebie or something like that, we always need to focus on that to make sure that it's targeting the right people. And then if we're going to run Facebook ads, we want to make sure that we're going to the right people and giving that thing, right? Helene, what's up, Helene? Thanks, Scott. We'll be sending this out right away. Quick question though. What alternatives do you suggest for the t-shirt giveaway? If I am not doing any type of giveaway, what are some of the things I can use to incentivize them to respond? That's a good question. Give away a book, give away something, right? Just give away a prize, right? Come up with something. Spend $25 on a prize and give it away, right? Doesn't matter. Very, very easy. It doesn't have to be one of your items. I just did that because it was, one of ours that we created, and why not? And it brings attention to that we have, these little designs, right? But yeah, I would say give a book away or give away, someone else's product and you buy it and just buy it on Amazon and send it to them. Just like you would a giveaway, right? It's worth it. But here's the thing. I've done this also without giving away an incentive, and I still get a good response. Now, would I have gotten this higher response? I don't know. I guess I could test it. But I've done it where I just said, hey, I want your feedback. And people are like, they want the help. So they're willing to give you the reply. Right. So yeah, but that sounds awesome. But Helene, I know that you're in the academy. I want you to report back to us. And you know what? You can probably do this before tomorrow's call. We have a call tomorrow, Saturday, on our email marketing accelerator program. And this would be a good little update. So why don't you send it like within the next hour, and then you can report back tomorrow and we can see what it looks like. Let's see here. Chris, what's up, Chris? Do you use ads for most niches, and will a landing page lead magnet work for a competitive niche? Yes, it will. We have someone in our academy right now, Octavio, who's in a very competitive niche, and he's got a lead magnet that's converting really well, over like 55% well. And he's in a very competitive space, and I think he's spending less than 80 cents an email address. And he's saying that his list is very responsive, which Octavio, if you're still on here, this would be something that I would try in your market. Like pretty soon I would do that. Karen, is Ezoic the one with the lowest stats? It may take me a bit to reach the level of Ezoic. Yeah, Ezoic is 10,000 page views before you can turn on that ad network. All right. Karen, I just did a few designs on Teespring yesterday for my brand. Awesome. It's pretty easy to do, isn't it? Let's see. Tanner, any tips on how to add value to my email list? I'm a realtor, so I don't have physical products to sell. I don't want to do a generic market update email. Most of my list is not looking to buy or sell right now. I'm trying to figure out how to keep them interested and subscribed until they are ready to do something. Yes, I do. I do have something for you, Tanner. Why not just give them useful things that are happening in the area, right? Like wherever you're looking to sell homes, you should be bringing up things that are happening, things that would be of use to them in the area. And I would try to lean on the positive things, right? So I would say if you have that email list right now, I would send them out. For you, it could be like your email could be something like, are you still looking to buy a home in whatever, North Carolina or wherever the town is, right? Or something like that. Or have any questions about selling your home? Or if right now, or if now is the right time to buy or sell, question mark, like something like that. And for your market, oh man, if you're sending out template style emails with your graphic and your picture, like this, looking all cool and everything as a realtor, if you could come across as being like less, like as far as like less realtor-ish, if there's such a thing, like just being like, if I was to call my friend and go, hey, I know you're a realtor. Can you give me a few tips here? Let me know if something, or let me know when the right time is to buy. I want to buy. I mean, I'll give you an example. Like we're looking to possibly buy another lake house as an Airbnb. I'm not going to do it right now, right? The market right now, it's really high as far as people buying, and money is cheap, but also it's too expensive right now to buy in that for me. I don't want to buy that high. So I'm going to wait. But if you're my broker, and my broker isn't doing this, which he should be, send me something weekly and go, hey, just wanted to let you know a couple of these opened up. I know you're not ready right now, but I just wanted to kind of show you the market is trending a little bit down now. So it's going to be coming up soon. So you're kind of helping me along the way. That's it. And I wouldn't have anything. If anything, I would be like, that's cool. I'm glad he's looking out for me. Right. So that might be something to do, Tanner. Let me know if that was helpful. Salma says, take a sip, Scott. Okay. Karen says, oh, wow, a lot of questions here. I like this, guys. I like it a lot. It would be helpful to have a list of things to do or have done before considering selling. Yeah, that would be great. Good tip there. I'm going to create a TV to promote my brand. Is that a good idea? What do you mean I'm going to create a TV? Do you mean a TV promotion, like running an ad on TV? What do you mean on that, Derek? I'll do it today and report back. All right, D. Okay, I'm doing the survey with the link clicks. I can do this. I will report back. Awesome, Iva. Look at this. This is what I love about our Take Action crew, right? And a lot of these people are BCA members, by the way. D is, Iva is, Karen is. Yeah, report back. Anthony, I'll do it. I haven't emailed the list in a while. I need to re-engage them. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up, Anthony. If you have not emailed your list in a long time, this is the email. No links. Ask them for feedback. That's the email. That's you just brought up a really, really valuable thing. Like if you were telling me, Scott, I haven't emailed my list in a long time. I want to re-engage them. What do you think I should do? I'd say, send them this email. That's what I would do. All right. D says, but my emails are cold. Yes. What I just said, email them this immediately. Brandy says, absolutely. I'm sending it this week. All right. When this week? You see what I'm doing here? I'm going to pinpoint it on you. What'll happen is you'll let the week go. Maybe not, but a lot of people do. They put it off. Why not draft that thing up like now? Right? Like, why not just, I literally wrote 2 emails before I hopped on here today. Why? Because it's scheduled on my list that I need to, or my list of things to do. I need to send out these emails on Friday. All right. You gotta do it. Okay, I'm working on the 5-part email sequence for my lead magnet, so we'll definitely do this. That's awesome. And Kay, we do have a call tomorrow, so if you want us to review any of those emails, that would be the time. Octavio, Scott, you recommended this, and it really helped. That and adding fresh emails with my latest Facebook ad campaign has bumped my email open rate from 2.2 to 24% combined on latest email. Holy mackerel. I love that. You know what? Octavio, I need to talk to you. We need to get that. We need to get that out because that's an incredible little case study. So I would love for you to let me know more about that. And I know you will inside the academy. So we'll talk about that. That's awesome. Brandy, question. Do you have recommendations for experts to implement these strategies, or do you think that I didn't get it? Here it is. Recommendation to implement these strategies, or do you think it's an area that brand owners should master and try to do themselves? This is not hard, Brandy. This is very, very simple, but it can seem overwhelming. And I think that as a brand owner, you should do the emailing yourself until you kind of master your voice, master the flow. And then from there, if you want to hand it off to someone, fine, but they need to still have the voice of the brand. The one thing I don't want people to do is just offload this and then wonder, why is your conversions not there? Why are you not getting good opens? Why are you not getting clicks? Because you don't have a pulse on the market anymore, right? I want to see this stuff because I want to see what questions are coming in. I want to be in tune with it, right? So this is something I would not hire a VA to do. I would only have someone in my brand that knows the brand do it. So I would say do it yourself. Kimberly says, I don't have a list. I'm not ready, I think. Well, if you don't have a list and you're not ready to build a list, yeah, you might not be ready for this. This is just good information to have for when you do have the list. But I do have some good news for you. We are going to be doing a workshop during our Brand Accelerator Live on September 12th. And then after that, we are going to do a full workshop. And I mean full, it'll be like really dialed in on the certain area that would probably help you most. So make sure if you're not on my email list yet, I mean, here we are talking about email, you might want to, or just be here on these coffee talks. I'll be announcing that more coming next week, but September 12th is Brand Accelerator Live. And that is the virtual event this year, but we're really having a full day workshop. And one of those segments is going to be building your list. So you might want to show up to that. Let's see here. Derek, t-shirt. Oh, you wanted to know. So where did I get this? Teach everything you know from our good friends over at ConvertKit. ConvertKit created 2 shirts. And one of them is this here, Teach Everything You Know. I love the shirt. It feels good and it looks good. I like the messaging. Salama, are you moving away from physical products and more towards affiliate and digital products across all your brands, and why? Great question. All right. Am I moving away from physical products? I would say probably yes. And I still have a brand right now that I am selling. We are in the last final stages, which I will have a full series I'll be doing on this whole process, what it looks like, how it went, the things to look out for. So moving forward, here's the funny thing, right? I built businesses before I started doing physical businesses, or physical products, I should say. Probably 10 or 12 years before I started doing physical products. Then started physical products, went really heavy in that, built a brand out in that, a couple brands actually. And the one that I still have is going to be sold. From there on out, you are right. I am going to focus on traffic and ways to monetize that aren't necessarily with physical products. Now, those physical products might not be mine, but I will recommend physical products, just other people's physical products as an affiliate. So yes, that is. And the reason why is because physical products right now in the landscape on Amazon, if you are just starting a brand, now if I bought a brand and it had physical brands already in it, that would be one thing. But when you're building a brand from scratch nowadays and you're using physical products, in my opinion, it is really, really hard. And there's just a ton of competition. And there's just a lot of logistical stuff that goes into having physical products and a lot of capital that goes into that, right? Every product you launch probably be, depending on how many you need to buy and how much the unit is, between $3,000 and $7,000 to launch each SKU. So if you want to launch 5 SKUs, you need that. Then you also need the business side of stuff. You need all that stuff set up. And then you need to keep inventory in all the time. So I'm not against physical products. I'm not going to be focusing on that myself moving forward as the primary thing. Now, will it be an option for us to add to one of our brands? Absolutely. But it will not be the driver. So anyway, hopefully that helped you. Brandy says, all right, action. We'll send it Tuesday, write it tomorrow. Okay. I'm going to hold you to that. Great advice. Needed to hear that. Awesome. Let's see. Some resources you recommend to writing better emails. Stay here. I've already went on, like Salman, if you go back to the coffee talks, if you just go back to the ones that I've already done, I've done reviews. I've done all of that stuff. Study emails, like study my emails, like the emails that you get from me. Now, Salma, let me ask you, are you getting emails from me for brand creators? You know, are you getting emails? If you are, study the emails, see how I'm writing, right? That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for years. I've never taken a training, not that I'm opposed to it. I've never taken a training on just writing because I find that I do better by seeing examples. I've shared a bunch of examples here. I've done live email reviews. I'll do more in the future. The best way to learn is to do, right? And you just got to start writing. And you know what? I know what I talked about the other day, the MVP, the minimal viable product. Minimal viable product could also be an email. Send it out. What's the worst that happens? It's not perfect. It's okay. Tanner says, thanks, Scott. That was super helpful. I do have an email list already, but I am trying to avoid looking cheesy in sales like all the other agents. I have a YouTube channel targeting people looking for information about moving to South Florida. I was thinking about incorporating best local businesses, restaurants, etc. I'm thinking this would be something I can incorporate into my bi-weekly emails and be helpful to people already living in the area. Yes. Everything you just said. Be useful. Do not be like you said, cheesy and salesy and sleazy, because that's what we're used to kind of in that market. So I would say you're on the right track. And I would try to keep your emails where they're not corporate-y. I would try to keep them really, really light, but also I would ask questions and just ask people questions in there. Ask like I did in today's email, use something like that. And you could probably do it even more frequently. But like I said, if my broker, cause I'm looking to buy for rental, if my agent or my broker was reaching out to me weekly and just giving me updates, not necessarily about, okay, the area's got this now, the area's got this, more about the market, then that's going to be helpful to me, right? So it just depends on who you're serving, but I think you're on the right track. What's up, Johnson? Good morning to you as well. What has been the highest email open percentage to date across all your brands and why? Well, if we're looking at just the lead magnet, I mean, I would say 60, 70%. And that's because that lead magnet they want, right? So if we get rid of that and we say the average, I would say probably around 35, maybe 40%, but that's early on in the sequence. Because what happens is over time, your list will either not be interested anymore because they're just not into that, right? Like I've got people that are on my list from 5 years ago that were interested in selling on Amazon. They're not wanting to sell on Amazon anymore, right? They're just not even into building a business anymore. So they might not be reading the emails, right? Well, actually, I take that back. There's a lot of people that still read them, and they even tell me, they go, Scott, I just read your emails for the inspiration and just your energy. But if they don't open, I'm going to then start pruning. But your email rate, open rate, as you build a list will decline, but that's just standard. That's normal. Are there ways that we can warm that up? Yes, doing things like I just went over here today. Cool, Johnson. What's up, Torsten? Good to see you, man. Have your lead magnets that did not convert, or have you had lead magnets that have not converted? Yeah, we have. And not that they haven't converted at the level of that I want. I always want the lead magnet to convert at least 20% minimum. And if it doesn't, then there's something broke there. There's a misalignment. So I'm always looking at that first, right? My daughter just built her email lead magnet they were driving traffic over the past 2 weeks. It's converting at like 30%. Boom, we're good, right? That part's fixed. She's got a little offer on the thank you page that hasn't converted to a sale out of like 200 visitors yet. We might have a problem. So looking at the page, it looks like it might be a copy problem, meaning it might be a headline or it might be the offer or whatever, right? So the first part is working fine. We're going to stay with that. The second part, we got to tweak that. So that's how I think about this as we're building out the, this little funnel, if you will. Torsten, I set up my lead magnet this weekend, have a 6-week guide. Awesome. Awesome. And I know your market would definitely do well with that. Helene says, Tanner, how do I find you? I am your target market. That's awesome. Well, there might be some feedback there too of what Helene would want and need. That's awesome. Cool. All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap up this coffee talk, this jam session. If you guys want to attend one of these live, and if you're just listening to this, I don't even know if I'm going to air all of this, but you can always go to takeactioncrew.com, and you can be part of our jam session on Fridays. But Monday and Wednesday as well, we're here at 10 a.m. Eastern time doing this right here, but usually on a specific topic, kind of like today. If you guys have any questions or anything that you want me to talk about on an upcoming coffee talk, let me know. Drop it in the comments here. What is something that would be useful to you? Something that you want to know a little bit more about? Something I can help you with? Put it in the comments down below. And the other thing is, real quick, do me a favor. Share this with someone that you think that would get value. I'm not advertising this. I'm not running any Facebook ads to build up the Take Action morning show, right? I'm not doing any of that. And I know we have a small group of people that are dedicated, that are here on a regular basis, and that's fine. But I do want to reach more people. So if you guys could do me a favor, share this with one person over the weekend. Let them know about this conversation and this time that we have together. You just tell them to go to takeactioncrew.com, and then they can hang out there with us. All right. So that would be awesome. So, all right, guys, that is going to wrap it up. This has been awesome. This has been fun. We'll be back here Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Also, make sure that you stay tuned, because I've got some news coming up about a couple of things I've been working on. And one of them is happening September 12th, which is Brand Accelerator Live, the virtual event, which is going to be an all-day workshop. And we're going to be going into all of these topics, but they're going to be actionable. All right. And I've got a couple of special guests that'll be there with us as well. Actually, I've got one guest that I'm really excited to share. And I think she's going to do really, really good. So super excited to share that with you. So guys, that's it. That's going to wrap it up. As always, remember, take care, take action, and I'll see you on Monday. Take care, guys.